wish for the sake of Kim's family. If you know what I know, he put Kim in a gold casket, then has 24-hour security at the funeral home so nobody would go in there and touch the casket or take Kim out of there. I think that they should reopen her case and have an independent pathologist look at everything about her so she can rest in peace.
Kim Porter's son, Quincy Brown, always stayed quiet while others sought attention. But maybe his silence was really pain. When Freddie P spoke out, Quincy couldn't stay hidden anymore.
What Puffy know, I can get the boy. I just gotta get you out of the way. So, if Puffy just say you was addicted to kids, and that's not your son, you know, so you ain't gonna have no problem with abusing somebody that's not your kid.
So to make sure I'm hearing you correctly, you're pretty much saying that you believe that Diddy molested Quincy?
At some point.
Freddie P recently went online and poured his heart out in a raw, emotional video. His words weren't polished or carefully planned. They felt real, like years of pain finally reaching a breaking point. In the middle of his emotional outburst, he mentioned Quincy Brown and instantly pulled him into an unexpected and heavy spotlight. Freddie said something that shocked everyone. Quincy might have been Diddy's first victim. It wasn't a casual comment. He said it with confidence, like he truly believed it. Freddie wasn't talking about shady music deals or unfair treatment in the industry. He was hinting at something much darker. While he didn't show any evidence, his voice carried years of hurt, anger, and frustration. This wasn't about jealousy. It felt like someone finally speaking up after holding things in for too long. The moment Quincy's name was mentioned, people really started to listen. Freddie gave voice to questions many had silently wondered for years. Something about Quincy and Diddy's relationship always felt strange to some fans, but no one wanted to say it out loud. Now, Freddie had opened a door that can't be closed. If what he claimed is even partly true, everything people thought. They knew about Quincy's story might need to be seen in a new light.
When someone cheats and they have a child with someone else, that's my boundary. You know, that's, for me, that's where I draw the line. And so with that happening, it made it a little easier to leave.
Quincy Brown has always appeared calm, put together, and well-spoken. Out of everyone in his famous family, he seemed like the most polished. But when you take a closer look at his old interviews and public moments, something feels off. Quincy never really lets his guard down. His responses are smooth, but they stay on the surface. He talks about his projects, his goals, and his image, but never about real emotions. He avoids conversations about relationships, struggles, or pain. Even fans began to notice and ask questions. Why don't we see him seriously dating anyone? Why doesn't he have children? Why does his relationship with Diddy seem distant, more like a business connection than a father-son bond? Some began to wonder if Quincy was pretending, playing a role he never got to choose. He never caused drama, never acted out, always seemed composed. But maybe that control wasn't strength. It might have been self-protection. Quincy was still a child when Diddy entered the picture. After Kim Porter and Al B. Sure split up, Diddy took on the role of stepfather. He brought Quincy into the spotlight, surrounded him with money, fame, and opportunity. From the outside, it looked like Quincy had everything. But when you look at how his personality changed over the years and how closely he followed Diddy's lead, it makes people wonder. Diddy was dominating the industry back then, throwing parties, building his brand, gaining influence, and Quincy was right there, always dressed sharp, always camera ready. But was this true care, or was Quincy being molded into Diddy's image? His music career stayed quiet, mostly within the reach of Diddy's company. He never fully branched out. Fans started to question, was Quincy allowed to be his own person, or was he shaped into something Diddy wanted him to be? And if he was shaped, what was the reason? These doubts didn't start with the public. Quincy's biological father, Al B. Sure, had already raised concerns. After waking from a coma, he posted something alarming. Call Homeland Security. It sounded strange, but it got people's attention. He later questioned Kim Porter's death, saying he didn't believe the official story that she died from pneumonia. While he never named anyone, many thought he was pointing toward Diddy. He suggested that Kim may have known things she wasn't supposed to, and that maybe her silence wasn't natural. All of this leaves one chilling question. Was Quincy trapped in something deeper than any of us knew?
In a now deleted video, Albie Shore said that he did not believe that Kim Porter died due to pneumonia. So people for a while now have speculated that there was more to Kim Porter in her death. And there have been a lot of conversations, especially now with everything that Diddy is facing. There's been more speculation. More people want a case open when it comes to how did Kim Porter really die? Was it actually pneumonia?
Quincy Brown is not just caught in gossip. He's caught in something deeply personal. His mother, Kim Porter, passed away under circumstances that still don't sit right with many people. His biological father, Al B. Shore has been making loud warnings from behind the scenes, and the man Quincy grew up calling Dad, Sean Diddy Combs, is now facing serious accusations and federal investigations. Quincy is standing between two powerful men, one making noise from the outside and the other still holding power in the public eye. Quincy hasn't spoken out, but his actions have drawn attention. When Diddy appeared in court over the federal charges, no one expected Quincy to be there. Yet he stood beside him, calm and well-dressed, trying to keep the image of a united family. On Instagram, Quincy posted a photo with the caption, "We stand united. We miss you, Dad." At first glance, it looked like he was showing support for Diddy. But people close to the family say that wasn't the real reason. Insiders believe Quincy showed up for his younger siblings, Diddy's kids, who are still grieving their mother and trying to understand the chaos around them. Quincy might be the only stable male figure they have left. That Instagram caption might not have been meant for Diddy at all. It could have been a message to Kim. Maybe he was saying that she was the real parent he missed, the one who gave him love without control. Some believe Quincy is carrying more than loyalty. They think he's dealing with something deeper, trauma. Trauma bonding happens when a person forms an unhealthy emotional tie to someone who also causes them harm. It's not about love. It's about survival. If Diddy gave Quincy both attention and pressure, love and fear, praise and punishment, then maybe Quincy's quiet obedience makes more sense. Maybe he's been walking on eggshells his whole life, trying to earn approval from someone who never gave it freely. The scary part? Quincy might not even know it. That's what trauma does. It confuses control for care and turns emotional pain into something that feels normal. More people are starting to say the same thing. Quincy doesn't seem free. He seems stuck, under pressure, under control. Then came Freddie P's explosive claims. When he said, "He looks like a man that's been touched," it wasn't just a shocking quote. It echoed something fans had noticed for years but couldn't put into words. The way Quincy speaks softly, the way he smiles carefully, the way he seems to hold everything inside. It all started to make sense. One person tweeted, "Look at Quincy's eyes. That boy's been holding something back for years." Another wrote, "It's like someone taught him to smile through pain." Now, as Diddy's world unravels, Quincy might be the one person who knows the full truth, and the only one still too afraid to say it.
It was alleged that she did have a book and that her book was about to come out. And she was talking about all the perils, everything that she went through in the music business and with Diddy. All the men that they slept with together, because there were men that they slept with together. There were swinging times that they slept with together. I don't know, man. How do you put your girl through some shit like that? Or how do you look at your girl and knowing that she sexing another dude? What kind of demonic mind you have to be that far gone where that shit don't bother you for somebody that you love? But Kim Book was going to express all that.
ChatGPT said, "Lately, the person who's said the least might actually be holding the most power." Whispers are starting to grow louder. Quincy Brown could end up being the surprise voice in the ongoing legal battle against Diddy. For years, he's stayed silent, calm, and private. But now that quiet might not mean he's scared. It might mean he's planning something. People close to the situation think Quincy may have already been contacted by lawyers or investigators. Some even say he could be helping behind closed doors. It makes sense. He's seen a lot. He grew up inside Diddy's world, surrounded by parties, powerful people, and stories no one ever explained. If anyone knows the truth, it's him. What once looked like blind loyalty now feels different. Maybe Quincy hasn't been protecting Diddy. Maybe he's been preparing. Some believe he's been quietly gathering information, waiting for the right time. But staying this close to someone under fire? That's either bold or dangerous. People are starting to wonder, was Quincy raised? Or was he shaped? He always speaks so carefully, dresses so perfectly, and refers to Diddy as Dad without skipping a beat, even now. Some say that's love. Others call it control. Whether he's a quiet protector or someone just surviving, one thing is clear. Quincy's life hasn't been fully his own. He was pulled into a world he didn't ask for after losing his mother too young. And now, as the pressure builds, everyone's watching. Is Quincy finally ready to break the silence? Or has it become too heavy to let go?